Collectibles.
Collectibles. Huh?
Sawate, this is Jeff.
This is David.
We were playing Darksiders 2 when we did our brief foray into Earth. Well, again, for the DLC chapter.
This is DLC Earth.
This is DLC version of Earth. I know you can't tell because of the high quality of the particular DLC.
Right, it was so unique.
But there was a 5th legendary item, apparently. According to a YouTube comment, if you smash all of the hydrants, much like in Darksiders 1.
Right.
You can get a legendary scythe, which is currently popping up over there. I have no idea why they needed so many legendary scythes.
A lot of skithies. Just lots of skithies.
So many skithies.
Demon Storm.
Demon Storm. They do lightning. It's supposed to do arcing, which I guess is like chain lightning.
Yeah.
And they're kind of green-esque.
They don't match the graphic that well.
Has been the journey.
And then, all right, and we're done with that.
All right.
Back to the main story.
This has been the journey. Loading
Lord
screen.
of the Black Stone has vanished. His smile a promise. There is more to come. Will you find the strength to restore the Third Kingdom? Or is it your brothers who will emerge?
Thank you, Mr. Narrator. We have lots of collectibles to collect.
Great. I loved collectibles.
Collectibles.
Hey, we're in the Nook of Cudges.
We are all the way back in the Nook of Cudges. There is a Book of the Dead page. As the intertitle would indicate, we're going to be picking up, we're picking up a lot of different things, but for the sake of, organization, we'll say the first section here is the Book of the Dead, since getting the last chapter is required in order to get into the Death Tomb, which has collectibles inside of it as well. So,
of course.
Yes, indeed. There's only 2 pages left, one of which is right here, in the Nook of Cudges.
All right. So are we going to be getting these legitimately, or...
It worked eventually.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
we are doing legit now. We have all the items needed, so we can do it legit.
So no more jumping under the world to get to where you're supposed to go, and...
No, sorry. No. This is just liberal use of editing.
Yay.
I think it was originally about an hour 15 for all the Soul Arbiter and collecting.
I'm so glad that that's not the case anymore.
Because the Soul Arbiter is hella boring. So boring. Not like sobering, but like so boring.
Well, it might be sobering. Depends on how boring it is.
I suppose it would depend on that. But fortunately, you don't have to experience all that. You get the hot cut down version.
Exactly. Which is probably why I will never play this game.
Maybe so.
Because I'm getting the hot cut down version of everything.
And it's already pretty lengthy.
Yeah.
The hot cut down version.
I mean,
this is where we fought Gorewood way back when.
Oh, wow.
Not this exact location, but there was in fact a
there was a boss here. Yeah.
Yes. It wasn't in here, but it was. We'll visit his room again.
Right.
It's a little area that has treasure chests. Fortunately, they're all just leveled loot, so it's all garbage.
Right.
We do so much obscene damage anyways, we don't actually need new weapons until we get max level. And like that, it is not even worth like really worrying about it.
Right.
And like, a plain talisman. Yeah.
Yay. That's fantastic. Thank you for that. I get an iron dagger at level 60.
Pauldron.
Fantastic.
Look at these plain pauldrons.
Plain pauldrons.
Yes, very disappointing. There's actual collectibles in here. We will be picking up the last of our... There's the gnome.
It's a gnome.
So that's the end of that quest. Yay.
Yay.
We collected the 4 things, and then we just get sent a message from Nomad and his scythes. Which we have to pick up at a Serpentine, which I didn't do in this episode, because I forgot, because they're garbage. Like everything.
Like everything
their
else.
particular gimmick is that they do random damage types. So supposedly they have all the different elements in them, and it just every time you hit, it'll do a random one. So I mean, that's kind of fun, I guess.
That sounds
maybe.
like a quirky Borderlands gun. I like it.
Yeah, kind of. But you know, it doesn't do like 5 quadrillion damage. So
I would love to see 5 quadrillion damage in a.
not quadrillion, gudrillion.
Oh wow.
It's even.
That's the god
more,
number.
More slash less.
That's
than
the
quadrillion.
It's the godrillion. It's
yes,
quadrillion.
Quadrillion, indeed.
So it's either some version of 7 or some version of 9 or 3.
Or 3,
depending.
There's some, yeah.
Maybe 12.
Say maybe 12.
Which is a version of 3, but depends on how reductive you want to get with Trinitarian form.
Yes, how pedantic you want to get with your definitions of numbers, sets, and whatnot. This is Gorwood's room, and this thing refuses to be shot.
I would get mad at you for missing, but that's... You're
I'm
hitting
not
it.
missing.
You're
Okay.
hitting it.
Hooray.
Yay.
Swoosh.
Are you celebrating?
Yes, I am celebrating. Moving on.
To the fjord.
Yes, the fjord. We're going to go visit Volgrim.
Well,
Actually, what we're going to do is go past Volgrim, because there's an area back here, which you may or may not have noticed in the first parts of the LP.
Oh, I don't remember. Let's say I didn't. Let's just say I didn't,
yeah,
because
let's say
that's a fair guess.
For the sake of argument that somehow you missed it.
Like I've missed wide stretches of Dark Souls 2. Yes.
Yes, it did not go back here because you need need is a strong. Actually, yeah, I did do a lot of testing. These invisible walls are pretty high, but you need the Void Walker in order to phase walker.
Okay.
I guess it's not a time puzzle.
You need the portal gun. Got it.
Indeed. This is where our last Book of the Dead page will be. Also a sneaky resistance stone, which I almost forgot. It's, you know, as you do.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. Oh, you need to use the thing, and then, well, you can't throw it to yourself, so...
You just throw it through the gap. That's not really a...
Right. I just really like Death playing catch with himself. That's...
Yes. I think we've seen it enough.
You can't see it enough. It's adorable.
Okay.
It is absolutely adorable, and also kind of depressing that none of his brothers are there, so he has to play catch
Yep.
with himself.
Yep. It's too funny. That is really sad.
Yeah. All right, just a treasure chest back here.
Mm-hmm. More leveled loot, which is horrible garbage. Okay, that's the... it's telling me that I need to open up Skype and record.
Oh, that's right, because we said
Way ahead of
10:30
you.
originally.
Yeah. Way ahead of you, Mr. Cell Phone.
Right.
Yes, I did almost forget this resistance stone, but it is just right up there. There it is. It's the last one. Number 10.
I almost couldn't see it because of the color palette.
Indeed.
Wait, did you just say that's the last one?
That's the last resistance stone.
Oh, nice.
We do have 2 more power stones and 1 more mystic stone.
And then we get to go talk to the Muppet again.
Yes, we do. But first, since we have all of the Books of the Dead, we can finish this quest.
A chapter complete.
Woo.
Take the key.
And by finish the quest, I mean you talk to him, and then it says, here's an achievement, you did it.
Yay.
If you're expecting some sort of grand conclusion, there is none.
No, he lost all the chapters of the Book of the Dead, and he wanted to finish reading it, so you had to go get them.
Exactly.
I don't even remember why you were getting them for him. I just don't know.
He was just kind of like, hey, Death. Hey. As he sidles up to you. Hey. Can you go collect books for me? Thanks, bye.
Lost relics.
Part dos. Yes, lost relics.
All
We
right.
have a few more, I guess. There's one more Kagoth and one more Etugoth. There's something.
There's more heavy metal. Got it.
Yes, indeed.
Abracadabra. That is an aptly named achievement.
Yes, that's for opening all the death tombs. As you may or may not have surmised, there is quite a few achievements that are going to pop throughout.
I figured.
Indeed.
Hey, it's the relic of Kagoth.
Indeed, this is our last Kagoth. There's a legendary just kind of sitting in the middle
It's
of the
just kind
tomb.
of floating. Hi.
The
Spear of Storms.
You might think that that is very similar to the Demon Storm sites, and you would be correct. They have the same special ability. We will also not use this.
Because it's still crap.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Indeed.
assuming if you break all the things, you get stuff again?
Of course. That's how you get the secret item for this particular tomb.
Oh, they actually hid it in air quotes.
Yes. Well, the other ones were hidden
Well,
in a way.
there was like, this obviously pushable block that's not even completely covering the hole it's supposed to be hiding.
Yes. In this case, it is, in fact, obscured. So you've been learning the entire game. It's over here. The entire game, you've been taught to break things, and your reward is this treasure chest. This is actually a good reward. Unlike the other ones, which were Demon Heart Talisman's good. So
Yeah.
Void Seeker.
And the
Those things are good.
Wicked K talisman's good too. Just
At least
temporary.
amusing.
Abyssal plate.
So this is the first of 4 pieces of the Abyssal armor for death, which we will be collecting naturally.
And then promptly equipping.
Yes. Abyssal armor is leveled to death, unlike in any other armor.
So it's always
that-
his level?
Yes, and it will upgrade its stats as we go. It is not fantastic. Supposedly it has a set bonus when you get all of them. But by the time we get all of them, we'll have done everything, so oh well. One of the nice bonuses it does have, it gives you more strength, more arcane, and more critical chance.
Because you
So,
need
although-
more of that.
Yes, we're on 97% critical rate for our weapons now. You know,
Right.
still not 100, but each piece of the Abyssal armor will give you that critical chance bonus. So
So eventually
it
it'll
becomes
be...
even easier to get over 100% critical rate.
So I don't know if we've gone over this. If you get over 100%, does that mean there's whatever percentage over 100 that you'll get a double critical?
No, I
Okay.
don't think that is the case. That would be really funny, but no.
Was that dance because you got all the power stones?
Yes, Power Stones are done. We have only one Mystic Stone left, which is, of course, in the middle of the frickin' Soul Arbiter maze.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Just the
course.
one thing. So we'll head over to the maze now. We're not going to go through it just yet, but
Right. I mean, you've been
Gonna get our,
talking up this maze like it's the best thing. So
we can at least get the relic outside. Some of the last. I guess the last Power Stone is outside of it technically. So
okay.
I think that's the last Osteogth. Those guys are just taking a break.
Yep. Just waiting.
Plus, we get the fast travel point for wandering over this way.
Aye. Let's see.
Simple puzzle to introduce us to the Soul Arbiter.
So this is the Soul Arbiter's maze,
This is more like a atrium.
but this is
The actual entrance to itself is fairly obvious.
okay. But this is all quote unquote new
This is
content.
considered to be part. I guess this is still technically part of the overworld.
Okay.
It's just like a little side area. Here's our last token.
Ah, there
Yay.
are 100 in the game. Yay!
There is in fact 100.
I'm
We have
surprised
them
there
all.
wasn't a Chivo attached to that.
There's not. I'm glad there's not.
I don't know.
It already sucks enough that you have achievements tied to things that you use to give yourself ability boosts. So if you use them before you get all of them, it's much harder to keep track of them, especially since you don't have a universal game-wide tracking system.
I think the
or an
problem
area by
there.
area one is
I think the
problem.
problem there isn't the fact that it's tied to an achievement. I think the problem there is that that the tracking for it is so wonked that it's a problem.
Yes, it should be noted that if you're trying to track down things you've missed in the game, if you're not using a guide, you're basically, or if you're not using a guide from the beginning, you're basically screwed because
Right.
it'll just tell you, like, you have 2 Mystic Stones somewhere in the entirety of the game that you've not gotten. That's not cool.
Are you waiting here to give me a chance to solve the puzzle? What?
No. What that lever is supposed to do is permanently open the panels so you can get up and down. But I activated the one-time switch before it had undone them from the timer, so it just flipped them back around, and now they're just closed.
They're closed forever.
Fortunately, reloading into this area, they are fixed.
Okay.
It's just for now, it's kind of amusing.
That's great. That's great.
A very minor bug.
Ah,
Soul Arbiter's maze.
there it is.
The last Soul Arbiter maze scroll is right in front. This is the directions to get through the first level.
So now
Here
it's
is-
a text adventure.
Yeah, it's an unceremonious splash screen that has text on it saying, Soul Arbiter's maze, go through and find treasure.
I see.
Warning, the only way out is victory or death, or, going to the exit portals, which are on every floor.
Great.
That's not as intimidating, I suppose.
So we're not doing the Soul Arbiter's maze just yet?
No, we're gonna give the lost relics back. We're gonna finish this quest first.
Oh, we're going to talk to a pipe smoker.
Yes, Osteogth.
That's his name.
There he is. Howdy.
Yeah.
You return. It went well, I take it. No good deed goes unrewarded.
That's it?
Yep.
That's it.
Get an achievement. Complete lost relics.
Okay.
That we did. He gives us the abyssal gauntlets.
Okay, that's
nice.
Okay, that's nice. That's not what I was hoping for, but considering how the Book of the Dead went, I don't know what else I was expecting. My expectations were out of line with the already established reality, and that's my fault.
That is your fault. You got to keep those expectations in check. Abyssal gauntlets actually look nice and different, unlike the abyssal plate, which doesn't look different. Really, not a whole lot, anyways.
I really like that.
So we can actually sell him the relics now. We found them, but selling the Osteogth gives us money. 45,000 total. Whatever.
Okay.
The Renegoth ones, which are sort of the second tier, each one gives us a 35 and 10 point bonus, and you get all of them. So you basically just more maximum health.
And then 5
but
skill points.
Yes, and then 5 skill points at the end. So now we've got a whole bunch of skill points sitting around.
Yay!
Which we'll spend on... we'll just power up the old teleport slash. So now I can do explosions and stuff.
Explosions
why not?
are cool.
Yep. So now when it runs into a dude, it explodes.
I mean-
it does like a few thousand damage, I guess.
Speaking of Muppets, that was Jim Henson's solution. If he didn't know how to end a bit, he would just blow everything up.
It's genius in its simplicity.
Yes.
Chapter 3.
Soul Arbiter's Maze.
Yes, the actual Soul Arbiter's maze, the entirety of it. Well, the entirety of it for me.
Right. You edited it for me.
Yes.
Your good friend.
In order to do the Soul Arbiter's maze perfectly, I think it comes down to 42 waves.
Jeez.
If you want only the important secrets, it's 45, and if you want to get all the secrets, it's something like 90 or 100. We're not getting all the secrets because it's boring as crap. The secrets involve you going... okay, so this is the first floor.
Okay.
If we check the Soul Arbiter notes, of which you had better have somewhere else that you can check off.
Because this is obnoxious.
Yeah, this is obnoxious and scrolls extremely slowly. It says going north and then going west is how we get out of the first floor. Which means we have to finish off this entire wave of enemies, which takes forever because there's waves of enemies inside the wave of enemies. And it's just skeletons. No danger. Just time consuming.
That sounds horrifying.
The first floor is in fact one of the most poorly designed because there's so many skeletons you have to fight. It's like each time you go into the floor, there's something like 2 or 3 waves of skeletons. So you can't do it much faster than it allows you. So like so. And then you just pick a direction, as indicated. North and then west is how we get out of here. Find the spot. There's a spot. Okay.
There it
And then it
is.
sends us back to the identical location. We do the fight again, and then we pick another direction. And if we do it
wow.
correctly, then we get sent to the next level, floor 2. As it goes down, the number of directions you have to go increases up to 5. And the secret exits are similar. So if you wanted to get the secret for level 1, you would go, I think, east and south, which means you would have to do 2 extra waves of this crap. And your reward is just a leveled loot chest. So, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. There's
If you're interested in unique items, the only one that's worth it is level 5. Level 5 secret is the legendary scythes, which we'll be getting. And that's the only secret we'll be getting. Also, it's very important to get the Mystic Stone as you go down from level 7 to level 8. Otherwise, you have to do the entire maze again if you miss it.
Did that happen to you?
I think it might have, but, you know, we play it first. I'm not using a guide. I don't want to do that. That's not how you play video games the first time through. It's super annoying.
Right.
But then, yes, to get all the achievements, it's basically, all right, start from the beginning, do everything the guide says. It's not really any other way about it.
Yeah. That's why I tend to like some of the more Saints Row-y kind of open world games where you can
They show you everything, and you just kind of veg out and collect.
Here you go. Go. Have fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm going to listen to the Giant Bombcast and play Saints Row 4 for 7.5 hours. That's what I'm going to do.
Indeed. So you go down a staircase, and then a portal takes you to the next floor. This
Apprehension.
And then you
what
fight
do you-
more waves of dudes.
Oh, you're fighting the archers. That sounds...
There's some skeleton archers in this one. The different waves are at least a little bit varied as you get deeper. You still have the same basic enemies, but not enough to be not boring. Also recommended that you have these ridiculous weapons and stats that I currently have.
Right. Yes, that seems like it would make it a lot more tolerable.
Also that you have a notepad where you check them off as you go through. And also a podcast to listen to.
Yep. Or like I'm doing now, I have a giant chocolate malt that I'm drinking, and it's making this
Oh, that sounds pretty
bearable. Oh.
If you look down around this corner, you'll find absolutely nothing. Just thought I'd point that out.
Why? What? Why?
All right.
Fine. Okay.
On to level 3.
All right. I'm going back to my chocolate malt.
You should. For the most part, I will only show the, let's say, highlights. Didn't spend that long considering what was highlights, but
Right.
as you can see, numbers fly out of guys until they die,
Yes.
like so.
Lots of numbers. Numbers.
A good teleport slash is useful here because teleport slash, with its range and tracking, will send you over to your next target. You don't even have to know where they are, which is great,
Right.
especially in a slightly larger arena, as they eventually do become, or a few of the floors are larger.
Okay, so it's not all the exact same.
This floor is outside. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's just an alternate dimension, I guess.
Separation.
And these little guys see very briefly. Ignore the audio bugs. There's too many sources of audio happening at the same time. So it sounds real crunchy.
I still like the Death Roomba. It's nice. Death NATO, whatever you want to call it.
Death Roomba, that works. We'll go with that.
I mean, it's just, that's what it reminds me of. Not being super effective, but still kind of, cleaning.
Yeah, slowly cleaning everything up. It'll get there eventually, It just takes its time.
That's a very specific
No.
contextualization for a button press.
Mm-hmm.
Teleport further into the maze.
This is floor 5, the one that you'll spend most of your life on. because it's the one that you have to get the secret. It's also rather large. Teleport slash becomes, I would say, necessary.
Right.
Unfortunately, execution chance is not super high on this. You do get fancy cinematic executions a lot in here, where you get like the cinematic bars come down and gives you a dramatic camera angle for the executions. And the executions for the shield guys, it's still just awesome. I think we've seen it in a previous video.
I don't remember.
He basically just starts beating on their shield and then breaks it in half, and then calls a scythe from above them to decapitate them.
That's pretty awesome. I don't think we've seen that.
Pretty good. It's pretty good. Unfortunately, I didn't get that here. I did get a cinematic execution for a wraith later.
So
There's a Black Demise, yeah.
I like the design on that. I do.
We'll never use it. Its special feature is Health Steal, which is useful if
Which,
you don't have possessed weapons, which you should. It's level 15. So, yay. Here, you could briefly look at it, and we will not use them.
Yeah.
All right. Back to the maze.
Yeah, great. That's fantastic.
And then Death spaced out and didn't
no.
check his notes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this will happen. I was like, I went west last time. Or did I? Wait, I didn't mark it down. Then you just have to guess. Guess wrong. Because if you do the wrong direction, then you just have to start over. We'll do all of them again. As you might imagine. It sucks. It's so boring.
The combat in this game is not good enough for this.
All right. Finally back down. Number 6.
Yay. And now we're going to Halloween Town?
Kind of.
Awesome. That's great.
Some floaty crap in the background. I approve.
Floaty crap's always the best. And now we're playing 4-player co-op.
Here's the 4-player co-op version. Everyone picked death in this particular one, but of course you can choose any of the horsemen.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. That would be awesome.
That would be great.
There's the cinematic execution on the Wraith.
Aw, that's
The
nice.
head rolls in frame at the front there.
Remind me again, wraiths are the booby ghosts with the jars?
Yes.
Okay.
No, the jars are the liches.
Okay.
They're the ones that summon the dead, or the maelstroms, but...
You see, both of those just became one thing in my brain.
I see.
You should...
You're correct on the booby part, but not the jar part.
Okay. So they got boobies, but not jugs. Badoom tish.
God. We're here all night. Remember to tip your waist. Try the shrimp cocktail. It's not bad. Speaking of revulsion.
Oh, it's
Hey!
this
Ayo.
worthless sack of crap again.
Yep, he's gone. He died.
Oh,
There's many more where he came from.
of course.
Pretty much every one of these has a bone giant on it.
I'm just waiting to see like 90,000 pop up at some point. That's what I'm waiting on.
Here's the super important thing to shoot.
Yay!
Now we have all of them. Hooray.
And now you
just have to
can-
get out of here.
Just go give him. Are you going to give him to the Muppet before this is over?
Yes, we will see the Muppet.
Okay.
In all of his Muppety glory.
Okay. Oh wow, it's this thing.
Jailer or Butchers, I forget which they're called in this game.
It's the Abomination from Warcraft 3.
Actually, it might
That's
actually
what
be
it is.
Abomination. I forget their name.
That's great. I'm fairly certain that's what the unit in Warcraft 3 is called as well. No, just
Do that 4 more times and then go down the stairs. All right.
yeah. Now, just to be clear, if you screw up, you start back on whatever level you're on, not at the
Yeah,
very
it's whatever
beginning.
floor you're on. You don't have to go to the beginning unless you exit. The portal in the middle will take you out.
Benediction?
Yes, benediction. It has to have a TION.
I guess,
That's
but
the theme here.
benediction doesn't fit anything.
I don't know. It's towards the end. So
I guess
I
if
guess usually you have a benediction at the end of a service.
So yeah, but I'm fairly certain benediction doesn't. Yes, it is near the end of a service. It's supposed to be the last thing of a service, but
There's at least fits in this if you think of it that way.
I don't know if they were taking sermon planning into account when they picked that word.
Just think of it as they use some religious terms because why not?
Okay. Ascension.
It's Ascension being the final one.
I mean,
this is mostly mini bosses.
Yeah. Now,
Not
granted,
that you can tell, but
I could be wrong, and Benediction could make perfect sense in all this. But when am I wrong?
that's right. The Soul Arbiter is actually Saint Benedict. What a twist!
I would love to see them justify that at the end of that.
So many different things that would be interesting to see that may or may not ever happen because, you know.
Right. I mean, somebody bought the rights to this, right?
Indeed. In fact, as we're speaking, there's a Nordic game sale on the 360.
Oh.
Where you can just like get, it's like Darksiders 1 half off or what have you.
I bought both of them for like $20. So
Indeed.
And all the DLC for everything.
All right, let's head down to the actual Soul Arbiter now.
Oh, sweet.
I hope you're ready to be disappointed.
If it's not Wicked K, I'm gonna be mad.
It's not Wicked K.
Then I am mad.
Commence anger.
I am angry. All right, that's about all I got. I can't make too much noises with malt. I've got a malty throat.
My malty throat prevents me from being too angry. It's so delicious.
1,000 years, the crown is lied. Its true owner cast aside. The kingdom ruled by hate and fear. No regret coming here.
One fish, blue fish.
Yeah. Hey,
One
look,
fish,
he
two
rhymes.
fish, red
He
fish,
says
blue
two
fish.
lines, and then he's a palette swap of the Fairseer. Basically.
Why is he Dr. Seuss?
I don't know. He is like, okay, he's a pilot swap of the Fairseer. He does the same stuff. He has the same moves. He does 2 mace hits, and he does an AoE. And then he stops when he takes too much damage and summons enemies. Not mummies in this case, but it's just that again.
There's no part of this that's defensible.
Nope.
Nothing. No part.
Yep, back to being invincible.
Because
Fight some more enemies.
having an invincible boss is always a good idea.
Yep. So much padding here.
Has there ever been a boss that was invincible and it was a good thing? Like, it made... Not that it made sense, but it wasn't totally unenjoyable?
Nothing comes to mind, but I mean, it's used often enough, I'm sure. It's fine somewhere.
That's like saying escort quests are used often enough so there has to be a good one.
There probably is a good one somewhere.
I mean, was Ico a good one?
I mean, Ico was good. The entire game was that, so I'd say yes.
Okay. So if you make your entire game an escort quest and balance it accordingly.
Yeah. That went right through him. I want you to notice that.
I did, yeah.
What? Not even a different animation. Not even a dramatic camera angle.
That's it. And you win.
Yeah.
You get the...
Executioner's hooks.
You get the soul edge, apparently.
Yeah, scythes that do... their special abilities called Execution, which has nothing to do with... with actual execution chance. I think it has to do with consecutive hits get stronger or something weird and stupid like that. Never use it, much like all the other legendaries.
You got a new hat.
Yes, it looks like we got a hat, but we cannot wear the hat. It is considered a talisman. Thus, we will never use it because it just gives you a gold bonus. The description on the crown says that it inflicts pernicious greed in those who wield it, and that returning it to the Chancellor would not be wise.
So can you go give it to the Chancellor?
Oh, we'll give it to the Chancellor. Ahem.
Okay, so we're gonna go murder the Chancellor. I'm okay with that.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I implied the wrong thing.
We're going to sleep with the Chancellor? I don't... Is that in this video? Because I might just skip that part.
Lord of Bones. I don't know why I was just naming another character in the game.
Yeah, right.
Apropos of nothing.
Apropos of nothing.
It's a treasure chest. It gives you leveled loot. So, who cares?
I don't.
We are... Actually, I think we will be if we're not right now. Level 22. We might be level 21. Getting the rest of the side quests might take us up to 22. 22 is as much as you can go. It's as far as you can go in New Game.
Oh, really?
The other 8 levels have to be got in New Game Plus.
That's arbitrary?
It's a little bit, yeah.
The Chancellor and Blackroot.
Yes. Part 4. Now that that is all done, let's have a chat.
I have the crown. I knew I could count on you. Now, hand it over, and the reward is yours. No, I think this crown will be of more use to me than to you. But your reward? Unless you wish to take it by force. I thought not.
At least that one has a satisfying conclusion.
Yeah.
Where death gets more good lines.
That's good.
Mhm.
I like
That's
that.
the
I like that.
end of the Soul Arbiter quest.
Yay.
So we have all of the
Stone.
stonebites. Yes. So we can feed Mr. Muppet here, Blackroot.
Oh, right. That's
following
his
along.
name. All right, let's see your 2 frames of mouth
I
animation.
never thought this possible, but I have had my fill of stones. Take this final reward as gratitude.
His final
Blackroot
reward is pretty good.
is full.
It's really good.
Oh, you can eat buffet.
Yeah, we actually, that also we complete all the quests. So we get the secondary quest achievement as well, which is great.
The
Those don't
secondary
carry-
adventure.
Yes. Those don't carry over to New Game Plus, so do them all in one game cycle.
Ah.
We get the Guillotine Legendary, which is so good. I'll point out why after we're done here. But we actually do have the stones we can give him. So giving him stones
These are for you.
in any combination of 3 will give us a permanent stat boost. You know how much I love those.
Yeah.
So let's increase our stats, like our critical chance and our arcane critical, and some of our arcane as well. 'Cause why
So
not?
what order you do it in determines what stat goes up?
It's the combination of 3.
Right, okay.
So, for instance, 2 power stones, 1 resistance, I think is going to give us a 2% permanent critical chance boost to everything,
Nice.
which means you can get a 20% because there is only 10 resistance stones total in the game. Spend them as you will. Different combinations do different things. Some of them are useless, like more resistance or more maximum wrath. What you really want is
Crit chance.
more critical transient. Oh, I'm sorry. This is crit damage.
Ah.
Okay. We can get plus 100% crit damage, which will be useful to a certain extent.
That, yes.
I decided to do this over crit chance because, well, once you use 100%, you can't. It's useless. So
But bigger numbers. Well, this is bigger numbers.
yes, this is a different kind of bigger number. It's a bigger number in a different category. We'll be able to do more damage.
I'll see more digits, and more digits is better.
So an additional 100% critical damage is, like basically every time you hit a crit, you're hitting another, like you had hit again.
And what is
time.
red, blue, blue?
Okay. Red, blue, blue is going to
Or blue,
sorry,
blue,
blue-
red? Sorry.
blue, blue, red is going to give us arcane critical chance, which will just boost up a little bit here as much as we can.
And then what is blue, blue, blue? Just arcane?
And then, yeah, it just gives us +5 every time we do this, +5 to arcane. So arcane will also get very, very high. Magic spells will just do more and more damage as it goes on.
Yay! So you're out of stones?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Our stats have been permanently boosted. This is the legitimate way, by the way. This is not the exploit. So
Right.
the guillotine is fantastic. Its special ability is Fate, which I think is just a boost to critical. But it does 300% critical damage, which brings our critical damage up to 614% regular. So we're doing 4,000 with regular little hits with the guillotine. It doesn't heal us, so its utility is not as good. But,
Right.
oh man. Next time on Darksiders, we fight the last boss. It won't take very long.
Chocolate malt.
Indeed. Sounds delicious. I want a chocolate malt.
Whataburger is the only place that sells chocolate malts as late at night as I wanted one.
I wonder if there's like a place that I could get some sort of chocolatey deliciousness.
Well,
Walking distance here.
If you got a Whataburger, Sonic doesn't have malts, but they do have shakes.
Don't have either of those, unfortunately.
Wendy's has Frosties, which are okay.
Okay, yeah, there is a Wendy's. It's a little bit of a hike, but it's not that bad.
Burger King, McDonald's, any of the major chains are going to have a shake of some kind. They might call it something different, but it's going to be a shake. It's just...
McDonald's would probably be a little bit closer. Might be the way to go. I haven't had like a milkshake from McDonald's in like forever.
If you really want a malt, oh right,
no, never mind. Malts are more important.
If you want a really good malt, apparently just a malt, not a really good malt. If you just want a malt, like Whataburger, like that, and like a steak and shake, which I don't think I even have near me, or 59 Diner, which is nowhere near me.
59 Diner is great.
Yeah.
However, Whataburger is a southern thing, so.
Oh, it is?
Yes, I do believe.
That's unfortunate.
Much like Chick-fil-A.
That
well, there's a few. I think there's one within like 3 hours driving distance.
So they exist up there.
It's just a rare breed.
Chick-fil-A is delicious, but I like Whataburger. Whataburger's pretty good, especially if you get their double Whataburger and then you put a Whata chicken patty in between the two beef patties, and then
you die.
Oh, I've eaten a lot of them, and I'm not dead yet.
I don't want to be this. Look, okay, we're coming to the end of the series. It's time to reveal. David's been dead this whole time. I just blew your mind.
That would explain the bloating and the weight gain, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna rip open and be maggots. That's
gross. Does that also explain the lack of command of the English language?
No, that's...
No, you're right, it doesn't.